Hi. So I realized this morning as I was driving to watch West Ham United this morning that it's been a while since I've done any kind of music reviews, and I get a lot of people, like friends, co-workers, who are just like, you should really do that. So here I am doing a music review, and today I'm opting to do an old school favorite, a band that has been part of my heart since 1994. That band is Starflyer 59, and right now what's playing in the background is a song called 909 off of Jason Martin's album Lust for Gold. And Jason Martin pretty much is Starflyer 59. He's, written all the songs, written all the music, written all the lyrics, etc. And he's had, people like pop in and out of the band over the years, but he is Starflyer 59. And ever since their first album, which the kids lovingly call Silver, which was released back in 1994 on Tooth and Nail Records, he's been kind of a shoegaze hero for those of us who love his stuff. And I was listening to this album, Lust for Gold, this morning on my way to watch my beloved West Ham United play, and I just realized how full of nostalgia this album is. Even the title, Lust for Gold, which is, if you know, Gold is the name of his second full-length album, which looks like this, which was released back in 1995 or 96. And the story goes, he was basically in the music studio for about 6 months by himself, doing everything on his own, and he just felt this extreme sense of loneliness and sadness as he was writing the album. And when it was released, most people just didn't quite get what he was going for, myself included. I mean, I was a kid, I didn't know, and I didn't quite catch on to like what the tone of the album was going for, the sentiment, etc. And then it wasn't until like maybe 6 or 8 months after it was released that people started catching on. And that's when Starflyer 59's Gold album really started hitting. And people just started falling in love with it, and to this day it's considered one of his best albums. And I agree. I mean, this album is freaking fantastic. I have it in both CD and vinyl. Obviously, this is the vinyl version that was released by, I believe, Velvet Blue Music. Was it Velvet Blue? Velvet Blue? No, Tooth and Nail Records. His original record label did it. And through an original vinyl. And just full of just like that heavy, wonderful shoegaze wall of sound, just ambiance. And it's just kind of, it's also like the lyrics just kind of speak to a lot of just kind of sadness and frustration, just going through life and just not knowing like what lies ahead. And then skip forward to 2024 when Jason Martin releases Lust for Gold. This one was released on Velvet Blue Music. He really just kind of, this album is full of nostalgia. Just even like songs like YZ80, which is the second song on the album, and it's about him riding around his hometown on his Yamaha YZ80 with his brother Ronnie, who is Joy Electric, which is another whole other band that, like, there's a whole other story there, but I won't get into that now. But like, they were BFFs back in the day, which is beautiful when brothers are that way. And so yeah, this is like that second song, YZ80, is just a tribute to those times that he and Ronnie spent, like riding around on his motorcycle, having just wonderful times, making memories, etc. And let me just kind of, let me see, get into the lyrics and the little booklet that comes with it. Yeah, even like there's also a song called 909 where he talks about his time like growing up, not really growing up, but living in Riverside, California, which is the area code 909, and just how those were some of the best times of his life. And this was back around like 1995. And I really resonate with this because I feel like around that time was some of the best times of my life too. Those were times in my life where I was really starting to understand who I was as a person and what music resonated with me. and what things made sense to me. And so just kind of hearing these lyrics from 1995, which go, strange thing you are, left with the scars, because I wish I could relax with the simple things, but the strain rests on me. Because I never felt more alive than I did in 1995, when the future felt open wide, because there was such a life there. Young friends, some are gone, I'll never see them again. But the future was open wide, open wide. Crazy you are, left with the scars, because I wish I could relax and let things be, but the strain rests on me. And those are lyrics to 1995. And holy crap, like really that part where it says, when the future felt open wide, because there was life there, young friends, some are gone, I'll never see them again. Dude, I feel that. There are some friends from college, from late high school. I just realize now as I sit here that I may never see them again. May never have a conversation with them again. And yet in those moments, in those times back in, the late 90s, early 2000s, they meant everything to me. As friends, as confidants, etc. And just how even to this day, as someone who just entered his 50s, I feel that nostalgia, that longing to go back to those times and what they were and what they meant to me, and going to those shows and going to those concerts and connecting on those bands that meant so much to us. And Starflyer 59 will always, always, always be one of those bands for me. Jason Martin continues to put out great work. Some of his albums I'm not a huge fan of, like Old and a couple others, but by and large, I love everything that he puts out, and I will always love everything that he puts out. And as his voice changes, as his viewpoint changes, as he puts out stuff with his son Charlie, I love the growth. But I was just really feeling that nostalgia hit this morning when I was listening to Lust for Gold. So if you're into shoegaze at all, if you're into dream pop at all, if you're into that underground music stuff at all, please give Starflyer 59 a listen. They're definitely worth your time. Delve into their old school stuff, from Silver to Gold to She's the Queen, Everybody Makes Mistakes, The Fashion Focus, Americana, Talking Voice versus Hidden Voice, etc. And it's just, it brings you joy. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and until next time.